So, lads, the Angel Reese situation is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And if you guys don't know, obviously, Angel Reese was suspended for a half a game in what might have been the biggest joke in all of team sports, that Angel Reese got suspended for half a game. And like, it was at the stage where even other players were saying it's like, just suspend her for a game. At this stage, like, if you're going to suspend her for the full game. Don't suspend her for half a game. And clearly, not only was she just suspended for half of the game, but she didn't play. As expected, she didn't play. Like her fans on Twitter were like, "Oh, Angel, just say your back hurts in the warm up. Just say your back hurts in the warm up." And all of a sudden, like, she's been back for however long from the back injury.
Angel Reese just dropped a plot twist so wild it could have been ripped from a Bravo script. She didn't just leave the Chicago sky, she staged it with all the subtlety of a soap opera meltdown. The official line? Back pain. But come on, this looked more like a flimsy excuse than a legit injury, the kind of act a kid pulls to dodge gym class. And the drama? Off the charts. This wasn't about missing minutes, it was a power play, pure chaos, and rebellion rolled together.
Ocho, Angel Reese got suspended for the first half of a game, saying her teammates suck. This guy made a statement saying, the Chicago Sky values the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of the statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during the league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we're moving forward as a team.
Another WNBA season is here, and right on schedule comes the newest installment of the Angel Reese drama show. Some players are locked in on scoring, others on building chemistry, but not Reese. She's busy turning every matchup into reality TV. Forget clean execution, this is all theatrics, cliffhangers, and chaos. She doesn't just play basketball, she performs it, like the league handed her a script and a camera crew.
Angel Reese doesn't touch the floor. Doesn't play in the first half, doesn't play in the second half. Oh, this is interesting. Did Tyler Marsh just say, you know what? Angel, I like the group that we have in right now. We don't need you. We're playing well. I don't know. Does Angel Reese throw a hissy fit in the locker room, says, no, I'm not playing? Kinda did that. Maybe not that exact, but she went about not playing. Yep, instead of coming to help her teammates, she would rather stick it to the Chicago Sky organization.
Forget points and rebounds. Angel Reese's most consistent stat this year is episodes of Rebellion per month. And her latest? A full-blown performance piece. She exited the Chicago Sky game with a back injury, so over the top it deserves an Oscar campaign. But let's rewind, because this wasn't some random mishap. Nope, it was the climax of a saga already bubbling. The Sky had suspended her for the first half, a bold move that already set the stage for drama before she even limped off.
It's getting hotter here, y'all. This is crazy. This is why this thing took a left turn out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I have not, bro. This is supposed to be a professional league. Angel Reese, you telling me you refuse to go in the game for the Chicago Sky because they suspended you for one half? This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Wait till you get a load of this.
The crowd was buzzing, anticipating a dramatic second half entrance. Fans leaned forward, picturing Angel Reese charging in like the underdog hero in a sports flick, ready to flip the script and rescue her squad. But then, plot twist, she stayed glued to the bench. Not a single second of action. Nothing. You could have handed her a popcorn bucket and a hoodie, and she would have blended right in with the spectators instead of the stars on the court.
So the Chicago Sky situation is not ending, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. Like, this is some Dwight Mayer type stuff, but instead of Dwight Mayer saying it's you or me about the coach, Dwight Mayer said it's you or me about the literal entire team, except for the other player that was in her draft class that clearly doesn't fit playing beside her. That clearly does not fit playing.
And here's where the comedy hits peak level. because at first, people actually bought it. Fans assumed this was some kind of tactical shuffle. Maybe the coach just liked the lineup on the floor. Maybe he was sending a message. Maybe he was plotting some galaxy brain strategy while everyone else was stuck on Connect 4. But then, the real story slipped out. Angel Reese wasn't benched. She wasn't pacing herself. She was tapping out, quitting the grind, quitting the fight, and wrapping it all in the shiny excuse of a back injury. Now, let's talk about timing. This wasn't after a brutal stretch of double overtime games. Nope. This back pain magically appeared after a 5-day break. 5 days. Not 5 games, not 5 weeks, just 5 days. That's like taking a vacation, clocking in on Monday, and immediately telling your boss your spine collapsed under the crushing pressure of binge-watching Netflix. Elite timing. And of course, no performance is complete without props. Enter the back brace. But not just any back brace. The most unnecessary, performative piece of equipment in WNBA history. Forget support, it was practically screaming, "Hey cameras, I'm injured." Subtlety? Dead and buried. It's the sports equivalent of walking into school with a cast drawn on in Sharpie, expecting everyone to sign it. Or strapping a sling over your winter jacket and calling it medical evidence. Absolute theater.
Angel Reese was suspended for the first half of today's game versus the Las Vegas Aces. She told them, "I don't care if y'all suspend me, I ain't playing anyway. My back hurt." Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy work, Angel. That's crazy work, Angel. I cannot believe she just pulled the wool over their eyes like this. They thought that they was punishing her. And the whole time she knew, y'all can't punish me. I'ma say my back hurt. I'm not gonna play anyway. This season is over. This is crazy. We already saw her throw her teammates under the bus. Tyler Marsh was blindsided by.
Nothing says this is real like making sure your medical accessory is on full display, even if it doesn't touch the part it's supposed to support. But the brilliance of this move is that it wasn't just for the team, it was for the fans. This was theater, and Angel Reese was the lead actress. She made sure everyone could see the brace, made sure social media would eat it up, and made sure her story would spread faster than the box score. You could almost hear the inner monologue. If I'm going to fake this rebellion, I'm going to sell it. Full costume, full production, standing ovation at the end. But this time? Even they looked at the situation and went, "Yeah, this ain't it." They weren't defending the move, they weren't making excuses, they weren't running PR on Twitter threads. They knew exactly what was going on. Angel Reese had staged her own personal protest, and the back brace was her prop of choice. Now let's flip it for a second and talk about the Chicago Sky. This team isn't exactly bathing in glory right now. They suspended her, sure, but they also didn't lift a finger to defend her when media reports blasted her for calling out the front office.
She's suspended for a game because she picked up her 8th technical foul. So, and I think that's tonight. That was tonight, right? She was suspended tonight, and now she's suspended the first half against the Aces on the 7th to be Monday, correct? Dang. Yeah. Sunday. Yeah. Sunday. My bad. Sunday. Look. Angel expressed her dissatisfaction with the state of the franchise, is what she said. "I like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that as much."
They let her sink in public opinion, didn't cover for her then, and now suddenly, we're supposed to believe they're covering for her with this whole back injury story? That logic makes about as much sense as wearing flip-flops to a marathon. If they didn't have her back when things got ugly before, why would they suddenly play bodyguard now? The truth is, the relationship between Angel and the Chicago Sky looks like a bad breakup that's dragging on way too long. She doesn't want them, they don't want her, but they're still technically together because of the contract. It's like watching a couple fight at a dinner party, pretending everything is fine while everyone at the table knows divorce papers are already sitting in the glove compartment of the car. Angel's rebellion wasn't just about one game, it was about sending a message. And the Chicago Sky sent their own message back, cool story, but we're done too. But of course, the comedy doesn't end there, because while all this was going down, the Chicago Sky were getting absolutely demolished on the court. They were down bad, so bad that you almost wanted to hand out participation ribbons instead of keeping score. Angel Reese was sitting out with her brace, her ego intact, while her teammates were out there getting embarrassed. And instead of stepping in to at least try to soften the blow, she just sat back and watched, probably thinking, yeah, let them drown without me. It's one thing to rebel against management, it's another to abandon your teammates mid-battle while they're getting cooked.
Half game suspension. And I mean this when I say this. Why a half a game? Like Courtney Williams responded to it. Like she did the exact same. She's like, just suspend her for a game. Just suspend her for a game. Don't suspend her for half a game. Half a game makes no sense. Is she going to be on the warm-up bike for the first half in the locker room? Does she like come out at halftime? Is she suspended by just being sat on the bench? Like, at this stage, suspend her for half game. At this stage, just bench her for the season. Bench her for the rest of the season. Like, there's 2 games left.
Still, the performance continued. At halftime, she strolled around with her brace like it was a designer accessory. Didn't warm up, didn't blend in with the squad, just made sure everyone saw the walking billboard of rebellion. And honestly, at this point, it stopped looking like a sports injury and started looking like a pro wrestling storyline. All that was missing was dramatic entrance music and a folding chair. The cherry on top? Her coach's pre-game comments made it sound like she was definitely going to play. They talked about keeping her warm, making sure she was ready, using heating pads, staying loose. It was all very much framed like they were planning to put her in. Then suddenly, boom. Back injury, she's out, nothing to see here. The 180 was so sharp it gave whiplash. Which, ironically, might be the only injury that actually made sense that night. The aftermath left everyone asking the same question. Was this really an injury, or was this Angel Reese staging a dramatic walkout to send a message? And more importantly, what's the message? Is it I'm done with Chicago Sky? Is it you suspended me, now I suspend myself? Or is it just I'm tired of losing, and my back hurts from carrying all this drama? Whatever it wasn't subtle, and it definitely wasn't convincing. Even the fans weren't buying it. And that's when you know things have gone completely off the rails.
Man, things are getting worse in Chicago, man. Way before it's getting better, I tell you. All right, so the game happened last night. And basically, if y'all remember, Angel Reese was suspended for half of that Aces game last night, right? So she sits out the half of the game, and then coming into the next half, she's ruled out injured with a back injury. Oh, man. Man, it's just tick for tat at this point, man. It is crazy what's going on in Chicago.
Normally, when a star player pulls the I'm hurt card, their supporters come out swinging with essays longer than the Declaration of Independence about why it's real, why it's valid, and why everyone else needs to shut up. But this time? Silence. Or worse, sarcastic applause. Even Angel Reese's most loyal defenders had that look on their faces like parents catching their kid trying to fake a fever with a thermometer under hot water. You can't even be mad, you just shake your head and mutter, nice try. Because here's the thing, everyone saw the brace stunt. Everyone saw the conveniently timed injury. Everyone saw the production. And fans aren't dumb. Strutting with that brace like it was a Gucci belt. At this point, it wasn't a medical device, it was a fashion statement. And if you're a teammate? Oh, the frustration must be boiling. Imagine being on the court, getting run off the floor, sweating. That's not just demoralizing, it's insulting. It's like fighting a losing war while your general shows up in a Halloween costume. But this isn't just about Angel versus her teammates. This is about Angel versus the Chicago Sky organization.
What? So what they suspended her for half the game. Why they ain't just suspended the whole game at that point? Why do you want to suspend somebody half a game? how you even gonna play after getting suspended half a game? You gonna miss the first half and then you ain't gonna have no flow for the game. Am I tripping? You're just not gonna have no flow for the game. If you miss the first half of the game and then all of a sudden you can get subbed in for the second half of the game, why not just suspend her the whole game?
That's just what the organization decided to do.
Because let's be real, this wasn't just an oops my back hurts moment. This was a rebellion, a protest, a middle finger wrapped in a brace. It screamed, "You suspended me? Cool. Watch me suspend myself." She didn't just refuse to play, she staged a production to make sure everyone knew exactly what was happening. And what makes this deliciously ironic is that the Chicago Sky aren't exactly innocent in all of this. This is the same franchise that suspended her in the first place, the same franchise that let her hang out to dry when she called out the front office, the same franchise that's been quietly letting her reputation unravel. If they were really protecting her, they would have stepped in months ago. That's the beauty of this whole mess, both sides are done with each other, but neither wants to be the first to say it out loud. Angel doesn't want to admit she's over the Sky. The Sky don't want to admit they're over Angel. So instead, we get this weird limbo where both are throwing shade through actions instead of words. Angel straps on a prop brace and pretends to be injured. The Sky quietly suspend her and let the narrative run wild. It's like a bad marriage where both spouses are waiting for the other to pack their bags first.
With Angel, she's sitting out the first half due to the suspension. Logistically, how does a player who normally starts the game kind of stay warm and go into the second half?
Starts with your warm up, and then obviously after your warm up, it's a pretty long stretch that you're sitting. So whether it's heating pads, whether it's being on the bike and staying active from that standpoint, I think different players operate differently. So we're trusting our medical staff to be able to.
That clip was Tyler Marsh before the game last night, where the Chicago Bravado continued their season-long tradition of getting their ass kicked. This time, the boot to the Bravado's bruised caboose, it belonged to the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
And then came the halftime show. No, not the one with music and entertainment. The Angel Reese halftime performance. She came out with the team, but not with the team. She wasn't warming up, she wasn't running drills, she wasn't locked in. She was floating around the court, brace on full display, making sure every camera caught it. It wasn't about playing, it was about optics. It was about sending a message without having to say a word. And let's just pause here to appreciate the absurdity. A back brace, by definition, is supposed to stabilize your spine. It's supposed to hug your body, keep your posture in check, and give support where your muscles can't. If she's not going to dominate on the court, she's going to dominate the headlines. And in that sense, mission accomplished. But here's the problem, theatrics don't win games. While she was parading her rebellion, the Chicago Sky were collapsing. They had 25 points with 2 minutes left in the second quarter, 25 points. In professional basketball, that's not just bad, that's historically tragic.
That was head coach Tyler Marsh, who I have a lot of sympathy for, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. Tyler Marsh has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. As the head coach of the Chicago Bravado, he has got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese. And it's not just Angel Reese that he has to deal with. This poor dude, he also has to deal with her dozens of aliases. Me Bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Can't Afford My Apartment in Chi-Town Barbie, and her most recent personality, Blaming Barbie.
An Angel sitting out didn't make a statement that elevated her. It made her look like she abandoned the ship while it was sinking. She didn't go down fighting with her team, she hopped on the lifeboat, strapped on a fake back brace, and waved goodbye. Fans noticed. Media noticed. Teammates definitely noticed. Because quitting once might be forgivable. Quitting twice in back-to-back seasons? That's a reputation killer. By the time the final buzzer sounded, the only thing anyone cared about wasn't the score, wasn't the opponent, wasn't the playoff picture. It was Angel Reese and her mysterious disappearing act. A back injury, a suspension, a halftime parade, a team that clearly doesn't want her, and a fan base that can't even defend her anymore. It was chaos wrapped in sarcasm, tied up with a bow of irony. And yet, you couldn't stop watching.
Granted, she wore the back brace during the shoot-around, right? So it kind of already looked like she was planning not to play in this game. And it kind of brings the question, like, since she sat out the game, like, or was ruled injured, did she serve the suspension? I don't know. It's kind of weird. You can tell it's just some turmoil going on in Chicago right now. And it kind of brings up the question, like, what is going to happen with Angel Reese at this point? I think she's done playing. I think she's done playing this season, honestly. And granted, you know, they asked Tyler Marsh, well, how do you feel about, you know, bringing Angel Reese back for the remainder of this season? He was stating like, yeah, she's coming back. Well, she wants to get out there. So we're going to, you know, play it with precaution.
Because that's the thing with Angel Reese, love her or hate her, you're watching. She makes sure of it. And this latest rebellion, fake back injury and all, might just be her boldest act yet. So now, Angel Reese's so-called back injury has officially graduated from sports medicine into full-blown performance art. Watch closely and it feels less like rehab and more like she's auditioning for the lead role in the diva who outsmarted her own team. Memes are flying around comparing her to soap opera stars fainting at just the right moment, or wrestlers selling fake injuries for crowd drama. But here's the kicker, this wild stunt might actually be working. Into the circus she clearly wanted. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's rebellion wrapped in medical cosplay, and Reese is performing it to perfection. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.